Chapter 107 Mo Yuzhu. Han Li naturally did not know about the conversation between the blue-clothed man and the yellow-jacketed man. He was still celebrating the fact that he had just escaped from a calamity. Although he was angered by the blue-clothed man's disregard for him, Han Li was extremely clear about the disparity in their strengths. Now that he had escaped, he felt as though he had just escaped death, so Han Li became extremely relaxed. After his encounter with the blue-clothed man, Han Li's heart couldn't calm down, so he could not recover his initially peaceful state of mind. Sighing, Han Li stood up and prepared to leave the inn. At this moment, the sounds of horses galloping suddenly rang out in the large street outside of the inn. The sound was getting closer and closer as the horses galloped into the vicinity. He was just about to stand up, but his attention was piqued. He sat back down and cast his gaze once again to the large street. According to the report by Sun Ergo, the sounds that the incoming horses were making was the sign that the Most Estate's eldest daughter, Mo Yuzhu, was returning back to the city from her travels outside. Rumors had it that this precious lady from the Mo Estate didn't enjoy doing what other girls her age did. Ever since she was young, she only showed interest in wielding the spear and becoming the leader of a gang. Thus, her elders organized an expert from the fearsome flood dragon to teach her martial arts. What was truly shocking was that this Miss Mo especially loved hunting, a sport that was supposed to be an activity exclusive to males. Every 2 to 3 days, Miss Mo would travel to the forest outside the city to hunt. This incited the various clans' young masters, who wanted to woo her, to go hunting with her, chasing after eagles and hounds in hopes of obtaining her goodwill. Naturally, after young Master Wu had arrived, he too joined in this activity. After Han Li had heard the news, he was also curious about this eldest daughter from the Mo Estate. After all, a girl with such a character was rarely seen. He hoped that such a lady wouldn't disappoint him. Now, there were over 10 horse riders galloping from the end of the street. The frontmost riders consisted of a man and a woman. The male had a pair of sword-shaped eyebrows, a bright gaze, a lanky figure, and the look of a handsome, heroic youth. The female was wearing a fiery red hunting suit, along with a purple-colored veil to cover her face, hiding her facial features. In the blink of an eye, the group of hunters passed the front of the inn, past Han Li's sight, and finally stopped at the gate of the Mo Estate. The 2 burly guards who were originally standing there immediately greeted them. One of the guards, a man with a face full of pockmarks, respectfully greeted, "Eldest Miss and Master Wu, both of you are back. How was today's harvest?" "Not too bad. Tang lead the horse away and help me take care of this wild game," the female wearing the hunting suit ordered. Before she dismounted her horse, she extended her hand to take off the veil that had been covering her face, revealing a face that could startle hearts and move souls. "Roger that, miss." The one named Tang showed that he dared not to even gaze upon the enchanting visage of this female as he hurriedly took over the reins and led the horse away, walking towards a side gate. Although the inn and the Mo Estate were a distance away, Han Li could still see about 70 to 80% of the girl's features as he involuntarily drew in a huge breath. That shining snow-white skin, that dainty little nose, those black, sparkling eyes, and those ruby-red lips were all capable of sinking fishes and causing geese to fall from the skies. This lady is none other than Mo Yuzhu. No wonder she's capable of causing all the young masters in Jia Yuan City to go crazy for her. For such a supreme beauty, even toppling over empires wouldn't be strange. Han Li could not help but to think of her in such a way. By this time, the other hunters behind the handsome youth had all dismounted. Servants came forth and led their horses away. The youth smiled as he walked in front of Mo Yuzhu and whispered something to her, causing Miss Mo's face to redden. She gently hammered the shoulder of the male youth before shyly glancing at him and eventually running through the gate. The youth laughed as he walked inside with an elegant demeanor. This person was Wu Jianming? He really does know how to coax a girl. In any case, his looks are still passable. Han Li sourly stated in his heart. He knew that if they were to compete based on looks, There was no way for him to win against the handsome youth. It seems that Mo Yuzhu and this handsome young master have a deep relationship. He furrowed his brows, feeling slightly pressured. It seemed to him that this matter would not be settled as easily as he had imagined. No matter what, I must obtain and secure the precious warm yang jade. After all, there is an extraordinary yin poison in my body that might explode earlier than the predicted date. Han Li was deeply worried and anxious. He contemplated about the Mo estate again before summoning the waiter, settling his bill, and returning to the inn that he was staying at. After he pondered long and hard, Han Li decided to use the most direct and effective method. He planned to infiltrate the estate in the middle of the night and visit Lady Yan, the wife of the fearsome Flood Dragon Association's former leader. He intended to use the items that Dr. Mo had left for him and expose that impostor in the Mo estate. As for how he was going to get the precious jade, he could only wait and see, moving step by step. Since he had already made up his mind, Han Li no longer concerned himself regarding the consequences of his decision. He shut his eyes and began to prepare himself mentally for his nighttime activities. However, Mo Yuzhu's beautiful face kept surfacing in his mind during this span of time. No matter what he did, he wasn't able to banish his thoughts about her. Did I fall in love with that girl? Han Li asked himself, somewhat unnaturally. He consoled himself, saying, such a ravishing beauty, it's only normal that I would be attracted to her. I may not like her for certain. As someone who already made half a step onto the path of cultivation, although he had never had a relationship before, Han Li still tried his best to avoid matters such as love and courtship between the opposite sex even though he had never had a relationship before. About 3 in the morning, Han Li changed into a set of black clothes and sneaked out of the inn. He lightly sped past the roof and easily evaded the patrol on the streets, arriving outside of the Mo estate. After he checked out he smiled to himself, then transformed into smoke. As he drifted past the eyes of the guards, he entered into the backyard of the Mo estate without alerting them or causing them to notice anything out of the ordinary.